Good afternoon, pals, and welcome to From Skint to Savvy, where we talk about my journey from being skint, living from paycheck to paycheck, to being savvy with my money and hopefully having some pennies left at the end of the month, while still enjoying my life, doing the things I want to do, spending my money and saving my money. If this is your first time with watching one of my videos, welcome. Thank you for clicking that button to watch. Really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing and hitting the notification. If not, if you don't want to do that, just give me a thumbs up and a like. I would love that too. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you for returning. It's really appreciated. And for already subscribing, can't thank you enough. It means so much. But yeah, so we're going to go over today my budget for January, just close out and have a wee look through what I've already started for February. So I'll just scroll you in a little bit. So what we're going to do, we're using the Budget by Paycheck Workbook from the Budget Mum over in America. The best budget book that I've seen so far for my style of budgeting. There's so many others out there, but for my style of budgeting, this seems to be really working very well. And hopefully, well, this is just the first month of using it, but you know, hopefully throughout the rest of the year, it will really help me keep a handle on things. So what we did already is I've gone through and done my budget, you know, through January, planned it out a little bit, and now we're just going to do the actual, what actually was spent and what actually came out, and see if we have anything to roll over into February. So the way this workbook works is that everything is sort of laid out for you. So we have the rollover, that was what was in my bank from the week before, and then I got some other income from side hustles and selling things, so that's an extra £60. So basically you just add them together to give you your full income total. I just realised my light isn't on, hang on 2 secs. There we go. Probably not be able to see the calculator now with the light. Okay, so we had 416.49 and we got an extra £60 in. And so that comes to 47649. So we just write that in this column. And then this is the bills and any outgoings that you have through the month. This village raffle is an annual thing that I basically forgot all about, so that's now paid for the year, but come November is when it's due again, so I will do it then. My TV license only came out at $11.87, so it was a wee bonus. Planner was a PayPal Pay in 3 for this book, so I've got one more month of this and then that's it done. So that was £8.20. Aqua is a credit card, so I paid off the minimum payment on that for this month, and then the village raffle. So then basically it tells you here, so your bills total is everything that's added up here, so it should be slightly under the 61.57, so we'll add that up. So 11.87, so we're taking it from this, it's hard to do with the rings, but we're taking it from this actual column. So 11.87 plus 18.20 plus the 5 plus the 25, so that comes to £60.07. So then what we do to get our leftover is we take the £60.07 from the 47649. Which was our actual income for the month. And so that gives us 41642. And then I had an unbudgeted spend of £7.14. That was on my card. I nipped out and to get electric, and I didn't take any other monies with me apart from my card and the ended up spending some money. So I'll take the £7.14 away from, I'll just add it in here, so it's 41642. We're taking the £7.14 from there, which then leaves us with 409. Oh no, it doesn't. Yeah, 409. So that's £7.14 in there, so that's my unbudgeted spend. And then it leaves us 409.28. Sinking funds I did at the start of the month because I did a monthly budget for January instead of like a weekly one. So this total just falls up here. And no sinking funds were used. So 409.28. I don't know why these columns aren't filled in. And then our leftover that we could have put towards extra debt, but because I have lower mileage, I'm just rolling over just now rather than putting to extra debt, and then once my mileage payment goes back up again, I will put more to my debt. So no debt was used, so we've still got 409.28. And so I like to work on a zero-based budget, which means that at the end of it doesn't mean that I spend all of my money, it just means at the end of this week that all my money has been accounted for. So therefore it means that to roll over to next week, it goes in there, which gives me a total savings of 409.28, and that leaves me with the zero-based budget. I hope that makes sense to everybody. It'll make sense the more we use the workbook and the more I show you what I'm sort of doing. So then we'll quickly nip to our first week in February. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the rollover amount into here. So it's 409.28. And then when I've already done my budget for February, for the first week of February, I've already done a planned one. So then at the end of the week, I will tally up all that I've spent, all that I've put in, and make sure it tallies up, and then find out what my rollover will be for the next week. So that's that. So what else we do with the budget by Paycheck book is to keep you accountable. So I'm going to have to put you on a wee bit of a slant. My table's not quite big enough. I suppose I can move my mouse. Let's move them a wee bit. Okay, so this page I didn't fill out because I wasn't doing any cash envelopes or sinking funds, but I will be using that moving forward. So we'll go quickly into my expense tracker, which I've already done and calculated, but this is everything that comes out of my current account on my bank card. So all of these are all transactions that come out, so be it my bills, my credit card. I've gone through this in another video as well, but it's just to keep me accountable as to what I'm actually spending. And then down here, what I've done is I've tallied up everything in my budget category, so my occasion category, my car category, my dog category, miscellaneous, tallied up how much I've spent in total to come out of my bank. And then I've done the same again here for my cash envelopes. Because my cash envelopes, there's a very small amount on cash envelopes, you know, there's not much come out for the month because I just go food shopping once a week and I put electric in just as and when it's needed. I get my diesel once a week as well. So there's not many transactions for this, but next month, because I've got some nights out and things like that, might be a little bit more spending going on. But yes, that all tallies up to there. So we've got the two amounts tallied in total that we've spent. So then we go to the next page. We'll skip this one for a minute. And this page tells us where does my money go. So I'll zoom you in a wee bit. So basically this is my starting balance in January. So that was the money I rolled over from December. And this is my actual income, my wages that I earned. Then my other income, that is including my expenses for work, for any selling or side hustles. and then I used £130 from my sinking fund. So from my occasion sinking fund, I took the money out of there to pay for a weekend that I'm having in February. I had to pay it in advance. So the total monthly inflow, the total money that I had access to in the month of January came to £3,240.12. And then this all down here would tally up to the same amount here, 3,000, this one here, money spent, would tally up into where all my monies went. You know, so I've included when I've put money into a sinking fund for the dog, or when I put money into occasions and what I've used, you know, everything like that comes in here. And then this here, this page, sorry, is my debt. So basically these are the 7 debt categories that I had. I've got my loan, my credit cards, I've got a few credit cards there that have all been paid off and cleared with their last final payment. The Moorcroft one I've suspended because I realised when doing this budgeting that I've been paying it for years and I'm not actually 100% sure what it's for. Obviously it's a bill from before that I haven't paid, you know, but thinking back on it, I've been paying this for almost, if not more than 10 years. So I suspended the payments and I'm waiting for them to get in touch with me to discuss it and see what the payment, I think I have a rough idea what it's for, but I have no idea how much. Never had any paperwork from them, so I have no idea how much I've paid, how much I've got left to pay. So that payment is suspended for now. Studio has still got one payment left on it, my car. So these are the ones that I made extra payments to in January. So to clear them off, or to, you know, to add everything in. And my total debt payments that I paid this month was £652.54. And down here is my starting debt that I came into the year with. Oh, excuse me. What I've paid off, what I've got left, and my overall debt progress is I'm 4.8% into my debt to paying it off. So over the months, hopefully we'll see this number getting bigger, because this will always be the same number, and obviously these numbers will be different. And on here is just another little debt and savings. So this amount here is how much I've paid off of my debt for this month. So that's my total money that I had accessible to me, how much debt I paid off, and it was 20% of the full money that I got that I actually paid into debt. So I feel like that's quite a good percentage. I don't want to make it too much higher, because then I feel like I'll be struggling to do all the things I want to do with my money to enjoy my life and to make it worth working for. So these are just all the payments that I made, and this is my savings. So because I took £130 out here from an envelope, I'd already saved that, so I don't count that, because it was saved already to be used for a specific purpose, which it was. So you don't include that in here because you've already saved it. And my total monthly savings was £317, and that's 10% of my monthly income that I've saved. Again, I feel this is a really good number. Obviously over time you prefer that your bills and everything are lower, but it's just the way it is for the moment. So that is my 4 savings categories that I saved in. I didn't put anything into house deposit until the end of the month, so I've not included that. But yeah, so that's that. And then this page here, very quickly, is a comparison. Now, I didn't really track all of this in December, so I can't compare, but moving into February, I will have January's spending in here, February's spending in here, and I'll be able to see whether I've managed to pull in any of the under budget and spending. Things like that will all come, and you'll be able to have a little bit more of a reading as to how you're spending your money. I think that's everything for here. So what we'll do is we'll very quickly go into my budget going into the first week of February, which is what I'm doing just now. So what I've done is I predicted, let me zoom you back in a little bit, make it a bit easier. I predicted that I would be rolling over 356. I'm actually rolling over 409, which is brilliant. My wages were higher as well, and I sold a bit more and had extra side hustles. So what we're going to do is we're just going to close this out now, because we are no, we're not. I've closed it out. Never mind, ignore me. I've already closed it out. But yeah, that's my predicted. So then when we come to the end of the week, we will close this out. And I'm going to close it out early because I'm going away for the weekend. Don't plan on taking this book because it's a hefty old book. So what I'll probably do is do my cash stuffing on the Friday, ready for the weekend. So I have all the money with me and all that, and then go from there. So basically what I am planning, and what has already come out, because it came out today already, this morning. So my council tax has already come out, my car tax has already come out, pet plan, which is my vet thing for the dog, you know, so she can get her nails clipped and her, you know, her wormers and all that kind of thing. My loan has come out, my TV has come out, my mobile hasn't, so I'm not sure when that's due to come out. My car repayment has come out, and my Bank of Mum savings has come out. So all of these have come out, and I've already stuffed all of these envelopes. But when we come to the actual payments, some of these, you know, I may end up spending more on food or less on diesel or whatever. So these columns may be different. So I don't want to fill them in at the moment. And then again, in another video, we stuffed all these sinking funds. I'm condensing them for next. I feel like all of these and all of these is too much, so I'm condensing them from moving forward. And then when I go to cash stuff, I can split them out a little bit more on here to make it easier. So on this page, I'll just have, instead of having sort of like birthdays, Christmas, Piper, treats and clothing. So treats and clothing are from myself, but category. So instead of having them separated on here, I'll just have self, and then on the other page I'll separate it so that I know how much is going into which column. So that, I think, is everything I want to say for now. The one other thing, just for a total pat on my back for myself, if you bear with till I find the page, is that for me, coming in to budgeting, new to budgeting, I sort of started with October's pay, so I've only been doing it in November and December, to finish January, which we all know is like a horrendous month for money, to have had quite a few unbudgeted spends that I didn't plan on, because obviously once I started I thought, oh, I need to get the binders, I need to do this, I need to do that. So having quite a few unbudgeted spends, which I haven't tallied them up separately, but I had a lot anyway. To have £409 left at the end of January to roll over into February, for me is not something that would normally happen. Normally I'd be going into February, I often take a week holiday at the start of February, so often coming into that week's holiday I wouldn't be able to do very much because I had no spare money. I'd used all my money in December for the Christmas presents, and then I'd used all my money in January to catch up on the Christmas presents that I'd bought, and you know, literally just I lived pay from wage to wage. You know, I literally spent every penny that I had. So I'm still really chuffed with myself to be ending up with £409, and in the hopes that every month it might not be rolling over, but I might be paying off my debt, so I might be paying off my car a little bit quicker, or you know, like I've only got the one credit card which has under £300 on it now, but to get that cleared, you know, and literally have a few debts, it really just means so much to me. So if you haven't tried budgeting, or haven't tried sort of this way of thinking, I really can't recommend it highly enough. It has literally just really changed my way of thinking, and just giving me a purpose for my money, rather than just being like, well, it's in my bank, I'll spend it, and then, you know, maybe having to say to my mum, you know, I need money from the bank, and mum, to do this, or to go away on holiday, or whatever. And obviously it's my money, so I would be given it, but I feel like I always had to make a reason to get my money, because obviously my mum doesn't want me to frivoling away my money. So this has just been so good for me. I can't rate it enough. To If you haven't tried it, you don't have to use this book. You know, this book is just something I watched the Budget Mum, and I watched a few other people that I've already mentioned that use this book, and it just seemed that it would work for me. But there's lots and lots of other planners. You don't even need a planner, you can just write it down in a notebook. It's just being aware of what money's coming out every month, or every week, or every fortnight, whatever way you want to budget. But yes, I can highly recommend it. You don't need all the envelopes either. You can just, you know, put it in the bank. The Hyperjar account, if you want to do it online, is amazing. You do get a card with that, and then you can just split up your money into little pockets and link your card to that specific pocket. So for example, I put money in for groceries, and I link my card to the groceries when I go, and then that means all I've got is the money that I have in there. So I have to be really careful of what I'm spending, and be aware of non-essential items. And obviously, if there was something I wanted to, like, say, you know, I seen something, I could always put that through separately and use my bank card. So I'm never going to be short of money, but it just makes you more aware, saying that I only have that £40 to spend for my food this week. Do I really want that extra, you know, bar of chocolate, or, you know, do I really need the trifle, whatever it is. I don't even know why I said trifle. I don't even like trifle. Anyway, I'm just rambling now. 22 minutes in, it seems to be my norm. But thank you again so much for watching, for clicking on this video. If you've subscribed, thank you for doing that. If you're thinking about subscribing, I'd really appreciate it if you could. But if not, just give me a wee comment, a wee thumbs up. And yeah, thanks very much. But yeah, take care, have a good week, and we'll catch up with you at the end of the week for the February week 1 closeout. Bye.